Have you ever wished you could play the Nintendo Switch with a PlayStation 5 controller? Well, luckily there are third-party devices out there such as the 8bitdo USB Wireless Adapter 2 that can make that wish a reality. And in this video, I'll show you how to make it work. They currently have two colors to choose from, a brown one and a black one, and I personally prefer the brown one because it has that classic Super Mario Bros. Brick look to it. I really like the look of the device, how it comes, and once you're ready to connect it, you'll remove the cap and that will reveal the USB connection. I purchased two of them because I want to confirm if I can pair more than one PlayStation 5 controller to the Switch. But one thing to take note of, you will need a separate adapter for each controller that you want to pair with the Switch. To connect the adapter, you just plug it into one of the USB slots on the Nintendo Switch docking station. Once connected, you should see a light blinking on the adapter. If you don't see the light blinking, try pressing the button on the adapter. One important thing you'll want to do before trying to pair the PlayStation 5 controller with the adapter is you'll want to go into the settings on your Switch and go to Controllers and Sensors and make sure the Pro Controller wired communication is turned on. My Switch was set to off by default, and if this setting is turned off, the 8bitdo adapter will not be recognized properly. To put the controller in pairing mode, you'll need to hold the PlayStation button and the Create button, which is the tiny button to the left of the touchpad, and you'll need to hold those two buttons together at the same time. After a few seconds, the light bar on the PS5 controller should start flashing quickly. If the light doesn't turn solid to show that it's paired, try pressing the button on the 8bitdo adapter. Shortly after you do that, the light bar should light up with a solid light. That means the controller is now paired with the adapter. Now, I'm going to connect the second 8bitdo adapter so I can pair a second PS5 controller. However, one problem you might notice is the USB slots on the Nintendo Switch docking station are too close together and won't allow for you to plug in both adapters at the same time. But don't worry too much because we can take care of that by using a USB extender cable. So I'm going to go ahead and plug the 8bitdo adapter into this little USB extension cable, and then I'll plug the USB extension cable into the docking station. As long as the light on the adapter is blinking, we know it is connected properly. So now we will put this controller into pairing mode by once again holding the PS button and the Create button at the same time. Once the lights on the light bar start flashing quickly, we can then press the button on the 8bitdo adapter, and then the lights should turn solid on the PlayStation 5 controller to show that it's paired. And there we go, we now have two PS5 controllers paired to the adapters. Oh yeah! But now we need to make sure the controllers are actually detected by the Nintendo Switch. I originally thought they should be detected and show up by simply pressing any button on the PS5 controller, but that was not the case for me. What I did was I went to Find Controllers. It already showed the Nintendo Switch Pro controller I was using, but then I went to the grayed out controller to the right of it and hit the A button. That caused it to detect a USB controller, and then I did the same thing on the grayed out controller to the right of that one to get the second PS5 controller to get detected as a USB controller. So I'm going to go back to the previous screen and choose Change Grip Order, and then press the circle button on the PlayStation 5 controller, since that is the same position as the A button on the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. And there we go. Now both of my PS5 controllers are detected as the primary controllers on the Switch. Oh yeah. But now for the true test, it's time to make sure I can actually play a game successfully using the PlayStation 5 controller. Alright, so the directional buttons are working good to maneuver around the menu options. And now I'm going to play some Super Mario Wonder to make sure the joystick and main buttons work. The joystick is working nicely as I move Mario around the screen here. Alright, and I can run back and forth, I can shoot fireballs, I can maneuver all around the screen. This is very cool. I absolutely love that this adapter allows me to play the Nintendo Switch with a PlayStation 5 controller. The PlayStation controllers have always been my personal favorite video game controllers, and I love the fact that I don't have to invest in more Nintendo Switch Pro controllers, because controllers are not cheap these days. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. But that's going to do it for us here today. And until next time, this is Webby, signing off.